Breaking news coming in this afternoon. Suspended ANC Western Cape chairman's plea challenging his suspension has been dismissed. The Western Cape High Court said the application was ill-conceived and premature. They said the ANC constitution gave Fransman the power to approach the National Disciplinary Committee of Appeal if he has objections to the Integrity Committee. The court said there was nothing to suggest that Fransman would not get a fair hearing within the party platforms. Determining that a judicial intervention is not warranted in this case, court dismissed pleas with costs. Now, joining us on the phone line to discuss this further is suspended ANC Western Cape chairperson, Mr. Marius Fransman, joining us on the phone line. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us here on ANN7. First and foremost, your first reaction to this judgment.
No, I think let's just put first on the record that the court what we've only asked the court to do is to actually, on an urgency basis, that we get the documents so that we could have presented our appeals process. Now, meaning we didn't took the decision of the suspension to the court. That we've done through the review process in the appeals committee. Clearly, the court have said that there's nothing to suggest that I will not get a fair hearing by the appeals committee. I believe that the process up till now have shown a complete unfair process. And let's now see if the appeals committee will do it fair, independent, and will not follow the line that we've already have seen through a complete wrong process that has been affected. So the judgment I can accept on the back that the court have said I must await the outcome of the appeals process because it can be fair.
Mr. Fransman, you say that you feel as if the process has been unfair or unfair. Why do you have those feelings? What reasons do you have to suggest that?
Look, I think the bottom line is this application that was rejected was really a technicality. It's not on substantial matters. Now, what is the substantial issues? You must remember that the Integrity Committee has made a finding. However, I believe at that time it was a fatally flawed process. They refused to accept to hear Patrick Chowke's witnesses, the people that were in that vehicle, the people that were in Rustenburg. They only relied on Derek Hanekom's statements as well as Breinen's statements. So that's that process. That will deal with. The court did say that we can actually take the Integrity Committee process and findings on review in a court. But so that we will still do. The issue at hand then is the NDC then continued by refusing to deal with the actual evidence also that we had, and that I can accept that as a leader. I understand when there was a decision to take you out politically by a faction in the ANC. I must be strong enough to accept that process. But I will not necessarily allow a group that has abused the Integrity Committee's process to get rid of the chairperson of the ANC in the knowledge that the chairperson of the ANC in the Western Cape will be obstruction to their interest in 2017. Also the issue relating to the sole basis of the NDC, the sole basis why I was taken to a DC, was on the back of the recommendations of the Integrity Committee report. What it came now through the court and what it is coming through from the responses by Mantashe and others is that, and the NDC, is that the Integrity Committee is not, that report is not relevant for the NDC. So it becomes confusing and technical, but the essence hereof is Marius Fransman has not been found guilty in a court of law for any abuse. Marius Fransman has not been charged for any abuse. How is it possible that there are so many leaders that has been accused of abuse and all related issues that they did not face a disciplinary like that? That's the essence of it. I can accept that we are in what I call the age of madness in the organization. I think the court today has ruled correctly that I must actually put my trust in the appeals process, that it will be fair and independent and not be factional. And let's see if it will be like that.
Mr. Fransman, speaking about the court has suggested that you should exhaust the party platforms available for your appeal. This is something that you have mentioned. What do you plan to do next? What is the next couple of steps for you?
No, I think I've already asked for a review to the appeals committee. That application took place on Friday. So we will now see if the appeals committee will do the right thing. Just to give you an indication, one of the pointers is the constitution of the ANC is clear that any allegation must be investigated and a charge must be brought in 3 months of a so-called allegation. This charge has been brought to me in August, 8 months thereafter. So clearly there's a lot of discrepancies. The point is, there's those that want to get rid of me. They're not comfortable that I'm the chairperson of the ANC and unopposed elected. One of those people, for example, that worked in this whole exercise was people like in the last couple of months that were very clear was some of our leadership at the national level. I think that one of them, Derek Hanekom, had a very, very factional role to play the last couple of months, as well as a convicted fraudster, a regional secretary in the Boland. Those I can live with. What I will not accept is the fact that the ANC, that as attacks happens against through a disciplinary process controlled by a group of the ANC, that process is in a sense undermining the very essence of one's credibility and legitimacy. And those are the things that I'll be fighting.
Mr. Fransman, you did now mention that you feel as if there are certain individuals who want to get rid of you. With that in mind, do you feel confident that you will receive a fair hearing?
I think the court has actually now said to the ANC structure that allow the process, and to me also in particular, allow the process of the appeals committee, and explicitly the judge said there's nothing that in his mind is there that the ANC-DCA will not be a fair process. So let's see if they will follow the correct technical process.
Do you have the confidence therein?
No, I don't have the confidence. Completely not.
Mr. Fransman, just lastly, we had an interview with the ANC SG, Mr. Gwede Mantashe, and in that interview he said that you should stop challenging the Integrity Committee's decisions and accept your mistake. What is your response to statements like that?
Look, we understand Gwede Mantashe has also said to the president, the president must, for example, think through the conscience, etc. issues on stepping aside or not. We understand Gwede Mantashe has essentially allowed the ANC to be divided under his term the last 10 years. We accept Comrade Gwede Mantashe has a very strong interest to become the Deputy President of South Africa, or at least the Deputy President of the ANC. We accept that Comrade Gwede Mantashe has gone about at the NEC Lekgotla in August and blamed an election formula or a councillor formula whilst we're not looking the key issues in our eyes, that in order for the ANC to live, factions must die. And one of the people that actually must fall on his sword is Comrade Mantashe. So I've got no illusion that Comrade Mantashe has abused his political office to try and take down, in this particular instance, a bias approach against some of us in ANC processes in the Western Cape, and that I can accept. Because clearly, for example, I do not share a particular agenda within the organization that needs to be dealt with the way he thinks.
And what agenda is that specifically?
Look, that is on public record. We're dealing with a regime change agenda. I mean, like we've seen early this year, the leadership being under serious pressure, and every time some in the organization essentially going about and raising issues that the only problem in this country is our president. I believe there is an issue of collective responsibility. It's wrong to put the blame only on one individual. And what we've seen is, in fact, the last NSA showed it to me. The fact that people could have worked outside of the structures, inside of the structures, basically to push for a motion of no confidence, and essentially that the president must vacate his office. That is in alignment with what other people that's not ANC, other people outside of the organization are viewing. The essence here is The Integrity Committee process was fatally flawed. Comrade, why is the SC refusing to hand over the submissions that Derek Hanekom and others made at the Integrity Committee about me? That's what we are asking. Why are they hiding basic information? And that's it. For now, you win some, you lose some today. The court has ruled that I must put my faith in the Appeals Committee of the ANC. That I will do. However, I am telling the support base of our organization, I am indicating to the sectors, I am speaking to the communities. It's important that the ANC disciplinary process must never have eyes. Everyone must be treated equally. For now, clearly it is not the case.
Mr. Fransman, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. We appreciate you chatting to us. Marius Fransman chatting to us with regards to the Western Cape Chairman's plea challenging his suspension and that being dismissed. Mr. Fransman being told to put his faith in the Appeals Committee of the ANC. Stay tuned to ANN7. We will keep you up to date with regards to any further developments here.